Hello. So here I'm going to show you how to sketch in the square root functions. So given y equal to fx, we sketching y equal to square root of fx. Or given y squared equal to fx, sketching y equal to plus minus square root of fx. So I highlight them in different color, red and blue. So you can see they pretty much same. One is just plus minus of the red ones. So that one's easy. You just need to flip it on the x-axis, get the negative versions of positive square root of fx. Okay, so for both red and blue, the fx has one condition, obviously, because we square root, so we cannot square root our negative numbers. So we remove all the negative values, we only keep a positive or 0, which means on the curve, we only do the square root of the curve which above the x-axis or equals to 0, which is on the x-axis. So that's the first rule. Okay, and then for any x-intercepts, which is 0, and you square root, it's going to be still 0, right? So we're going to sketching it. Okay, I'm using red color. Okay, can we stop? So red. So x-intercept stay the same because square root of 0 is still 0. And the next rule is if it's 1, square root 1 still 1. So I'm going to keep this. This is 1, and also this is 1, and also this is 1. And if it's 2, you square root becomes square root 2. So it's like somewhere here if square root 2. So that point going to be here, square root 2. So this is another point. Okay, another rule is any number, if it's less than 1, you square root will getting even bigger than that original number. So in that meaning is when you square root a number between 0 and 1, say for example here, the square root will be above the original curve, right here above, because it's bigger than the original number. And the number, if it's bigger than 1, when you square root it, then we'll get a smaller than the original one. So the curve will be below the black. So that's what I have here. So similar, between 0 and 1 will be above. And after, it will be below because it will be smaller than the original one if it's bigger than 1. Pass through that, below, and then after will be above. That's it. Pretty simple. All the negative, we don't need to worry because it's been removed. We cannot square root the negative numbers. How good. Lots of things to be removed already. And then I just make smooth. And then the second one, if you want the y squared equal to fx, then what you need to do, you just need to sketch in both positive square root of fx and negative square root of fx. So they're going to be just reflecting the red on the x-axis. So it gets blue. So I'm going to give you blue. So still keep that one, we need that. And then we're reflecting on the x-axis. Try to make a mirror image on the x-axis. So we keep that as we still need that because we need a plus. And then we need a minus, something like this. That's it. That's the first example. We move on. Here's the second example here. We follow the same rule. Okay, we first do the red one, square root of fx. Okay. So remove all the negatives, of course, and the 0 still keep 0. And if it's 1 here, then keep the 1. And if 2 here becomes square root 2, which is 1.4 something. So it's going to be 1.4. Okay. So then in between 0 and 1 is above. And after that is become below, but approach to square root 2 now because it's square rooted. And that's it, finished. We don't need to worry the other half of the curve because it's below the x-axis. We cannot square root a negative number. So for the second one, we just need to keep the positive one like this, keep it. And then we just reflecting on the x-axis, try to make symmetrically. And this is the asymptote for square root, negative square root 2, because mirror image on the x-axis. Pretty simple. Next question. Last one. Let's do this one. Okay. Red first. So 1 still 1. 1 here still 0 here. And if it's 1 here, let's say 1 here. So you will have this number. And you have this number. Okay. And the negative 1 here, still 0. So above, below, same. Above and below. Yeah. And then the blue ones. So keep that above and then the mirror image that, and keep that above and below here, and with the mirror image here. Try to make a mirror on the x-axis. Done.